Welcome to the channel. This is Coach Charles on the Soccer Benchmark. Uh, Games are coming thick and fast, and Brighton are here on Sunday, and Brighton are just a different proposition. It's a team that is well drilled, well driven. They've not been having good results in the past maybe 9 games, but they had their first test of a win against Ipswich uh, just the other day. So that was a 2-0 win for Brighton, and they're coming to Old Trafford knowing that they've been beating all Manchester United, albeit in a few occasions in the past games. Remember the last game we played at Brighton, we lost. It was a 2-1 loss to Brighton and Hove Albion, and it was a performance that was not really one of our best. But anyway, it happened. Last time we beat Brighton was a red rubber basically of a game last season. It was basically our last game of the season, and we were able to beat these guys 2-0. They had nothing to lose because the season was already gone, and there was nothing much about that game. So this Brighton team has a very young coach, and this coach has shown that he's very very good tactically. He's very good with his ideas. He has new ideas, good ideas. In fact, he's pushed on from where Dizabi left, and the team has not really performed poorly. The only thing that is that they've not been winning games in the past few games. So they have a system that is basically settled. They have a starting lineup that is very very settled. And if you look at what will be up against the goalkeeper Verbruggen, then there's a Stupinan on the left side. Then there's the Webster, there's Van Hake, there's Veltman. In the middle of the park, there's Ayari and Baleba, and then Mitoma, O'Reilly. Dingra sometimes starts, sometimes it's Jorginho Ruta, sometimes it's a different player, but equally good. And then they have Pedro, Joao Pedro at the tip. But the one player that is coming back into this game is Welbeck, and Welbeck, remember, he was a United player. He went to Arsenal. Now he's at Brighton and Hove Albion, and he's one of those players that really know how to hurt United. Every other game that we played against Brighton, Welbeck always seemed to get the better of us. No, he seems to always have that X factor against Manchester United. He's been assisting, he's been scoring goals against United. I think he scored 6 goals against United in the past, say, 4 or 5 games. And this is a player that is coming back from injury. In fact, he was brought in the 70th minute against Ipswich, and he was very integral in the goal that was scored by Brighton. So it is a different proposition compared to what we had in Southampton. Though Southampton really gave us a game, it gave us a run for our money. We had a very bad performance in the first half. Second half was a bit of improvement due to the changes that were brought in, but still you could see that the team really struggled. Apart from the hat-trick that Ahmad scored to save our game, United really did not push on from the Arsenal and Liverpool games respectively. So if you look at what we are up against, this is a team that can really hurt you. The danger man being Mitoma, and Mitoma sometimes just disappears in games, but when he's on song, he's unplayable. And that is a role that I think someone like Mazrui or Delete will be really up against a good player. A player who knows how to manipulate the ball, he knows how to start and stop. Those runs that he starts and stops uh, in a game. So we are basically looking at a team that plays football. They basically love their game. They love playing the football on the grass. They build up from the back into midfield, into attack. And with Joao Pedro dropping deep, he's able to give those clinical passes to maybe a Dingra or Ruta. And these are guys who are very, very, very good. O'Reilly is proving to be a very good player, but I think the one player that they have that is for the future is this Baleba boy. When Caicedo left, everyone thought that Brighton have really sold a good player, but Baleba is equally good. He's able to play multiple positions, but he's a very, very good specialist for a number 6 role. And him and Ayari in the middle of the park, they really make the game stretched. So when they're attacking, Estupinan tends to push very high up, leaving the three at the back, Webster, Van Hake, and Veltman, to cover. So Baleba stays deep, and Mitoma receives the ball very wide and is able to stretch that defense. Sometimes Estupinan really gets into the midfield. He becomes the extra player. So that is something that Manchester United really need to look at. So basically, the formation for Brighton and Hove Albion is a 4-2-3-1, and they vary it when in attack and when in defense. So it is a game that I think they are prepared for. But hey, this is Manchester United, and we are playing at Old Trafford. It is time that we did a different, better game compared to what we did against Southampton. Now, the Manchester United lineup will not change because the players that we expected to come back, Luke Shaw, Johnny Evans, such players, they are still injured. And I don't think they are ready for the game. Also, Luke Shaw, who is currently training with the team, or he started individual training and team training a bit, he's not ready for this game. So we are not looking forward to a different player coming in. But what we are looking at is Dalot is available for this game. The red card was just for a single game, and I think he'll be ready to come back. So that takes us back to our original formation. I think Onana will start in goal as usual. I hope he has a good game because failure to which that will be a problem. And then I think Dalot will slot back in to the left wing back. Then we'll have Martinez. I think Maguire will come in for this game and delete. And then we have Mazuri. So the middle of the park, I think Kobe Mainu will be recalled, and Ugarte also will be recalled because these players were substituted way early in the game. At the break, I think Mainu was substituted. Then at 50 minutes, Ugarte was substituted. So they've had enough rest. They have recuperated well. I think they've trained well also. So these are players that will come back in. And then we'll have Ahmad. You can't leave Ahmad out unless you're mad, you know. And then Bruno. And this time around, I'm pushing for Zirkzee to start because I think Zirkzee gives us a lot of options. His hold up, his turns with the ball, his heading, he controls the game. He's able to. He's also good on one-on-one. He gives good passes. He had an assist the other day, and he really looks confident. Going into this game. So I think the loser here is Hotland and maybe Garnacho because when you have Dalot coming in, it means that you'll have to let go of one of your attacking players, and that is Garnacho's fate. So it is a game that United should really kick on. We should really turn up because we cannot afford to play the way we played against Soton. That was a disaster of a game. More so the first 75 minutes when United were just not able to play because we gave Soton a lot of space. There was a lot of space in the middle of the park. These guys will run into channels, they run into pockets, and Sulemana, gave our defenders really a run for their money. But it's a different game. It's a current game, and these guys are on 30 points. Even if we beat them, we still not go ahead of them. But it will be something positive because we have a really good looking fixture in the next 2-3 games. That really, if we get the win against Brighton, that really gives us room to go up. So I'm for the idea of having this game played with intensity, with communication, with everyone covering for the other. The intensity that we showed against Arsenal, against Liverpool. I think we really need that particular game in this particular one because that is the only way we are going to beat Brighton. So we are Old Trafford, and Old Trafford has proved to be a very hard place to play. In fact, we lost 3 games in a row in that particular in our ground. So we need to really push on after the Southampton win. We need to see the boys showing character, showing desire, showing technical ability, knowledge, system implementation. So someone like Dalot, someone like Mazuri, I think should be able to push up the pitch when we have the ball. They should be able to do that quite comfortably. So what can go wrong? If the system is working and the players are ready, the coach is positive about this game, and what can go wrong? So I'm looking at a Manchester United winning this game comfortably, a 2-0 win. That is my prediction for this game. So let's see what will happen. Thank you for watching. This is Coach Charles on the Soccer Benchmark. Consider subscribing for this channel because we need you to grow the channel. And if you get a minute, give me a comment, ask a question. I don't really mind with whatever comment you give. I'll always get back to you. Let's keep playing football a better way.